Hello there! In this video, I'm going to talk about the good and the bad of buying and working with pre-cut cotton fabrics. Nowadays, there are too many options and choices when it comes to buying pre-cut fabrics. Well, in this video, I'm going to dig down deeper into the good and the bad side of this pre-cut fabric. I'm going to start with the good ones first. They're very convenient. They're already cut and ready to go. There's so many beautiful ideas online and offline. YouTubers, books, even browsing on Google Images, you'll see too many wonderful, inspiring ideas to choose from. The color value is already established for you. In other words, you don't have to keep searching for the matching colors because most likely it's right there already for you. It's packaged for you. There's no waste. This is all you need. That's the plan. In other words, you get to save the earth and the landfill. They are truly inspiring to look at. The design and the color palette can instantly trigger many ideas because they're so pretty. The small bundles mean they're easy and quick, and they're actually great for people who are busy or who have no time to sew. These bundles actually makes a great gift because they're packaged so nicely. Bundles are also budget friendly if you know how to manage your project. Now, I'm gonna talk about the bad. First is, you need to be very focused with your project. If you deviate from the pattern, it can make you buy more fabrics. Second is, it locks up your creativity because the sizes are pre-cut or predetermined for you. If you mess up a cut, you need to find a replacement. You know how it goes when you walk into a fabric store intending to buy an 18 by 20 inch fabric, and the next thing you know, you saw a fabric that you can't live without. So what do? You buy it. You get out of the store, $50 more than what you planned to spend. Well, it happens more often than people want to admit. Some of these pre-cut bundles are wrapped and sealed in plastic, and it can be hard to tell what's underneath on some of them. So when you get home, you may be stuck with a fabric that you actually do not care for. That happens. Pre-cut bundles are actually not cheap, and you are not really saving money compared to buying fabrics by the yard. For the untrained eyes, there are so many bad quality pre-cut fabrics out there, and it's hard to tell because they're nicely packaged. But let me tell you, sewing a bad quality fabric next to a good quality fabric is not a good idea. Well, to each his own. Maybe you don't care, but some people do care, and it will matter in the long run. It will matter in the washing. It will matter with the longevity of the project. It actually matters with sometimes the look or the hang of the fabric or even the feel of the fabric. So be careful about that. You don't want to mix a low quality fabric next to a nice quality fabric because you're making one stand out from the other, if you know what I mean. Here's a hint for you. What is a bad quality pre-cut fabric? It's rough to touch and the weave is loose. And I'm gonna emphasize again, there's also way too many junky quality pre-cut fabrics that are sold out there. And if you are one of those that buys constantly on the internet, you may have experienced getting one or two of those because they're out there. The smaller the strips or cuts you have, you want to forego pre-washing them because it will distort the estimated yardage. And this is a negative because it will make a difference when you throw small pieces of fabric in the washer before sewing, because you're gonna have a loose weave thread party. You know, this party is a party you don't want to be. You're gonna see all kinds of tattered mess in your laundry. Buying pre-cut bundles are likely to stay in your stash or collection because they're just way too pretty to use. And you keep waiting for that idea when to use it best. For the meantime, you leave it on the corner, look at it for probably months, years, it's still there because you're waiting for that one wonderful, perfect project for that. So in other words, it becomes a collection. Pre-cut bundles, especially if you see it in person, they can actually trigger FOMO, fear of missing out. Many of these bundles keep changing because, it's like they no longer reprint the fabric in the factory. Fear of missing out. Oh, what if I will not be able to see this again? Or what if I will not be able to find this again? So you force yourself to buy it because you have FOMO, even though you don't have any project in mind. These bundles can trigger impulse buy. The designer brands have joined in the wagon, and they're really good at marketing them, and they have tutorials and support and all that. But also it comes with a cost because they are so pricey. So just watch out for that. If you are a practical person, if you're not, then it probably doesn't matter. Another bad thing about these pre-cut fabric bundles is that there's way too many success stories. What's wrong with that? Well, what's wrong with it is there's very little information about the failed ones. For obvious reasons, who wants to broadcast their failures, right? It has happened before where you cut wrong, or the instruction was wrong, or you can't find the fabric anymore, or you got shorted. Oh yeah, this happens where you got shorted with fabric and it's not your fault. It's the factory or whoever packaged that bundle made a mistake and you're stuck with it and you can't go back. Yeah, so there's way too many unsuccessful stories working with these bundles. But because it's the internet and people only want to talk about their success, not their failures, and that's just the way it goes, I suppose. Way too many successes and the failures are hidden. So just bear in mind, not every project that you do is always going to be perfect or successful. In any sewing project, you're going to have failures, and that's just the reality. I once heard someone said that the quickest way to be a great sewer is to fail faster. There you go. I still remember that to this day. So I'm gonna wrap this up. That's all the negatives. But why do people still buy them? The answer, they're just that pretty. They're neat to look at. They're easy to store. They're not messy to put on the side. And sometimes, because they're that good looking of a packaging, that just by looking at them, you don't have to do nothing. You already finish it just by taking these bundles home and look at it. You're already done. So really, at the end of the day, it's all about the visuals. What is the promise of that particular color palette or bundle? And visuals can trigger many kinds of ideas and promise of a beautiful, successful project. That's why we still buy them. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you on my next video.